Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we are going to be diving into the science of manifestation and the science of high vibration, how to vibrate correctly for manifestation. So you can use your imagination and your spirit energy in your mind to get what you want in your physical reality. My name is Derrick Ivey. I'm a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, researcher, and intuitive. So let's get right into this, the science of high vibration, how to vibrate correctly for all of your manifestations. So, first and foremost, if you've been around these manifestation circles, spiritual communities, whatever you want to call it, you've definitely heard of vibration and you've heard of manifestation and all of that good stuff, right? But what does the science actually tell us? What does this actually mean, right? So, first and foremost, we are human beings, which we're vibrational beings, and we live in a vibrational universe. Even your dog and your cat are vibrational beings that live in a vibrational universe. Everything is vibrational. And all of us, so even your dog and your cat and you, all of us are givers and receivers of vibrational energy. And we think of ourselves as these physical beings that we oftentimes bring in a lot of logic. That's what our culture tells us is all of this logical information and this masculine energy of like, let's take charge and get things done, and that there's certain things that are out of our control and whatnot. But I think once you understand the science behind this, you're going to see through a lot of those things and really realize that a lot of the programs that you've been operating on in your subconscious are probably outdated limiting beliefs. And applying the science, you can have, be, do, or have anything that you want in life. So think of yourself as a vibrational transmitter. You're continually sending out and pulsing out these signals from you, the vibrational transmitter, that inform the universe who we are, what we like, what our preferences are in that moment. So when you think back to when you were 5, 10 years old, the things that you were pulsing out are going to be so much different than now because you've evolved so much as a being, you've expanded so much. Your life teaches us these preferences, and it teaches us that, like, okay, this is not in alignment for me, and then we kind of shut off our transmissions to that thing and we give our energy somewhere else. So either type of energy that you're pulsing out, whether it's good energy, whether it's bad energy, whether it's indifferent energy, it's going to attract circumstances to you or fend off circumstances. So we attract to us that frequency that we are pinging out. So in this book from the early 19, might have been 1920s, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. And I really recommend, like, this book is gold. And you can listen to it for free on YouTube. Just type in The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. And it has a lot of religious references because of the time it was written and kind of some funny old language. But if you can let that go and really feel into the energy of what she's teaching, I think that's going to really teach you a lot about this also. So, anyway, we attract to us what the frequency that we are pinging out. So, in that book, she says, if you give love, you are going to receive love. If you give hate, you are going to receive hate. So, we definitely want to be very mindful of what frequencies we're pinging out on a daily basis because we really do attract to us the circumstances that match those frequencies that we are putting out, whether or not we believe in the universe and spirit, what have you. It doesn't matter. We're always, as long as we are alive, and then we're attracting circumstances in this physical reality that match those frequencies. So if you're energetic higher self, and that's your highest expression, if the energetic self is radiating out this energy of abundance and success, and your physical reality is going to reflect that abundance and success. So, if we want to experience something different in our life than what we're experiencing right now, we have to change that energy that our energetic self is radiating out. You have to change the signals that you're putting out to the universe. And by understanding how to transmit these vibrations, it changes how we experience our world. Because if we don't understand that we're sitting around depressed in this dark cloud of heavy energy all day, that's going to bring depressing circumstances to us, then we might still just be sitting in that depressive energy expecting things to just shift. So we have to understand the mechanics behind it to actually get that energy moving and make yourself a magnetic being that you already are. You already are a magnetic being who is magnetizing things towards you, but maybe not in the right direction right now, but that's okay. You'll get there. And it's not uncommon to not understand this stuff. Even a lot of people that have been in the spiritual communities for years, they conceptually get it, but they don't actually embody that, and they don't really understand on the deepest levels how this actually works. So, it's our culture doesn't teach us how to be master manifestors. In fact, our culture kind of teaches us how to play small. So everything is energy, and we have to match the frequency to the reality that we want to create, then we'll have it. And our bodies are made of cells. So if we put all of our body under a microscope, you would see that our bodies are made up of all of these cells and tissues and molecules, and all of those make up our physical body. So, our bodies are, if we zoomed further into the microscope into our bodies, we would see that these molecules and atoms literally are just vibrating energy, and it's energy that is vibrating at certain frequencies. Energy is always vibrating at some speed. Nothing is ever at rest. And this has been very much proven with quantum mechanics and quantum physics. Nothing is ever at rest. There are subatomic fields that are in absolutely everything. Like a crystal has so many subatomic fields that vibrate at different frequencies. That is what gives crystals the healing properties that everyone is always talking about. Even my desk, even this chair that I'm sitting on are in a subatomic field and vibrating at certain frequencies. So they may appear to be very solid and very still, but that doesn't change the science behind it, that they're always vibrating, they're always moving. So millions of these subatomic particles made of energy at very fast rates of speed that form atoms, and then the atoms form the molecules. So think about this. And as you're thinking about this, this is in motion because our thoughts are energy. Our thoughts are energy. Our thoughts are vibration. And our thoughts are attracting what we are sending out. Also, another thing that's really important to realize about our thoughts is when we have a certain thought so much, it begins to build momentum and it creates the emotion. And the emotion is a very, very powerful subatomically. It's very, very powerful to draw those circumstances in. So that's why when you're in that really high state and you're feeling great, you're feeling aligned, your creative juices are flowing, you feel exhilarated, you feel full of life. That's all these good things magnetize to you because you're on that frequency to bring those in. You are pinging that frequency out to bring those circumstances. Have you ever had a really bad day where, you wake up and you stub your toe and it pisses you off, and then you walk into the kitchen and you spill your ground coffee all over the counter? I've definitely had a few days like that, right? And I think we all have. And then we attract more negative circumstances to us while we're in that energy. And then the world seems really dark because that's what we're pulsing out. So the universe is like, well, that's what they're pulsing out. So I'm going to give them these circumstances because that must be what they want, right? And that it doesn't work like what we think that we want. That's really more important what energy we're actually pulsing out. So our cells and neurons vibrate at certain frequencies, and that makes our mind one of the most powerful things in the universe. The mind is so much more brilliant than any supercomputer could ever hope to be, right? You truly are a manifesting engine. You are that powerful. As you continually think the same thoughts over and over, those frequencies become very deeply embedded, not only in your subconscious mind, but in your mind body, in your physical body. These thoughts then become the dominant vibration that you vibrate at. And that sets up its own resonance. So, resonance, tuning forks, right? So, these aren't the best tuning forks in the world, but if I hit this one and place it right next to this, I hit the red one. Well, now this yellow one is vibrating. That is because the sound waves went into that other one through its surroundings, and that's resonance. So the same thing happens with our thoughts. We pulse a thought out and it's connecting with other people that are in the room. It's connecting on a larger scale also. So when you think of a thought or you feel an emotion, you're transmitting this energy that's associated with that into everything around you. The quantum field around you. You're sending that out and everything is picking up on everything that you are thinking and you're feeling. So of course it's going to influence other people, things around you, circumstances, absolutely. Any vibration that you send out, you will attract to yourself. Absolutely. We think things aren't really going our way, but it's really all vibrational. You can work really, really hard on something, and the universe does not care if you worked really hard on something. The universe cares about your energy. So it's like, oftentimes I see a lot of business owners or entrepreneurs just, they are like, I have this, and this that I am doing, and no one is responding. But then their energy is in that spot of thinking about, well, no one's responding. So of course no one's going to respond because that's the frequency they're putting out, so the universe is giving them what the universe thinks they want. Um, so, it's the same reason why sometimes you'll see someone have a certain idea, that idea fails, they have a whole new idea, and then that new idea fails. It wasn't about the idea, right? It was about that vibrational frequency. So they could change all of the stuff on the surface, but if it wasn't changed at the core vibrational level, then they're going to keep getting the same results over and over again. It's just science. Um, so there's resonances between different vibrations. Think about distance healing, where I could send you a Reiki energy healing session from here in Colorado, and you are all the way across the country on the East Coast, the West Coast, or maybe even across the world in Australia or the UK. But you're going to feel that energy that I'm sending to you because there are resonances between those different vibrations. Your vibration is going to respond to my vibration that I'm sending to you through intentionality. Think about the bond between a mother and a child, how sometimes they have this sixth sense about if their kid is not doing good. They just know that in their gut because of those vibrational resonances. Think about twins. They have this very strong connection where, I've heard stories of when two twins were separated and one of them passed away unexpectedly, the other one absolutely knew it in that moment, right? I was watching another thing the other night where it was talking about this kid that overdosed on fentanyl, and his mom just knew that he was no longer with us on the earth plane before even actually finding that information out, which is so sad. And that's a whole nother story that is affecting so many people right now. But yeah, there's more than what meets the eye. There's more that is going on below the level of looking, that if we're not in tune with our energy, that stuff is going to be maybe working against us if we're not fully on point with it. Um, they did another study years ago with rabbits, and this mother rabbit had a litter or whatever you call a group of baby rabbits, and the scientists separated them, and then they actually hooked into the brain waves of the mother rabbit, and they it's really sad, but they killed one of the baby rabbits, and then the brain waves of the mother rabbit were absolutely just all over the place, going pretty haywire. So there's this deep interconnection in the universe of things, right? Also think about people on a team. They are very in tune with each other's energy, like a sports team a or like a team at work, like a business team. Those people have calibrated all of their energy together to create an outcome, but all of those resonances are happening between them, different people, and the vibrational environment. So there's a part of our brain called the amygdala, and the amygdala is what shows us if we feel more negative about something, that others around us are going to pick up on that. That all happens in the amygdala in the brain. And the opposite is also true, though. If we're in a really state of pure positive energy and we're feeling very uplifted, we have the power to uplift others around us, and that is in the amygdala. So this is something that we can literally start applying all of this knowledge right now to affect change in our reality and change the outcomes in our life. The outer world is this echo of all of the things that we've pinged out in our inner world. The outer world is an echo of the collective's inner world that has pinged out. We need to learn how to close that gap between where we are and where we want to be, because it's that gap that keeps us unhappy. It's that gap that really can create a lot of suffering when we are burning at both ends and not seeing any results for our manifestations. So, how do we do that? We do this by making sure that our thoughts and our feelings are in harmony with what we actually want. So, if we say we want a big fancy house, but we never look at fancy houses because we deep down don't believe that we can afford to live in a fancy house, then we're putting out that stinking energy of, I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. I will never amount to anything, right? And then that's probably going to come true because that's the vibration we've been pulsing out. So in this case, it's maybe a silly example, but maybe you do want to live in a really big, nice, fancy house. So let's say that you do. How would you close that gap between where you are and where you want to be? You might start doing the inner work around feeling worthy of that first and foremost. That's your foundation, is to get really clear on that yes, I am worthy of this. Yes, I deserve this. Yes, I can see myself in this beautiful mansion. And then we might make some mental pictures of what it would be like inside of that house. and we might work towards getting a better job that would pay us more, or scaling our business to make more money to be able to be put in a financial position to do that. So it doesn't happen overnight, but there's things we can do to begin shifting that vibration that way now. So a lot of times people will have this dream, and let's say it is that dream of a big fancy mansion house, but they they set the intention for that, but then they go back and forth all the time, like, I want this, I'm not good enough for this, I want this, I don't want this, I want this, well, maybe that's not what I want, questioning themselves. So that's, I think, the biggest reason that people have a hard time manifesting, is because they're saying one thing, but the energy that they're putting out is saying something completely different, because they don't have that laser focus on where they're putting their energy and where they're putting their focus and where their vibration is at from day to day. So then it just becomes associated with this negative feeling, and then that's going to bring in those negative circumstances. So it's like, although that mansion is such a happy thought of having, that it's not the energy they're putting out, because it's a constant back and forth around everything, like not really fully being able to put their energy on that higher timeline. So then that brings us to those negative circumstances, and then we think that we did something wrong, or that the world is unfair, or all of these other lists of things. And we kind of have that as humans, this sense of entitlement, almost like that if we worked really hard for something, and if we really want something, and we really, think we deserve it, that it's just going to show up or be handed to us on a silver platter. But also, another thing, when you start looking at things in more of a vibrational nature, and you do understand the science behind it, and you embody this, then you're going to take things so much less personally, because you'll understand it's not personal, it's vibrational. One of my old spiritual teachers, that's his big thing, is it's not personal, it's vibrational. So yeah, then you can stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you can just shift that energy, just do it, right? Visualization is probably the most effective way to get into these higher emotional states, because visualization, the mind doesn't know the difference between if something's actually happening to us, or if it's just being visualized in our imagination. It's going to give us the same energy. That's why hypnosis works so well, is because it aligns you with that energy that you actually want to embody, and clears away everything that is not serving you. It's the same reason why, if you thought about slicing a lemon in half and squeezing it in your mouth, all over your teeth, down your tongue, the back of your throat, you might even feel that like really puckered feeling of the lemon, even though there's not a lemon in sight, because your brain is preparing you for that experience. The same thing goes with any of your manifestations as well. You can be, do, or have absolutely anything in the world. And if you can see yourself as that you are already there, and you can feel the energy, and you can give yourself that energy of the wish fulfilled, then you're absolutely going to have these things come into your physical experience. It's just going to be a matter of time, but you need to show the universe that vibration first. And it's often backwards from what we were taught growing up. It's like work really hard and get the thing, and then you can be happy. But it's actually be happy, be yourself, be authentic, pulse out a very powerful attractor pattern, and then you're going to get those physical things. So, and some people have a harder time visualizing. Like I had a client who had a hard time visualizing, and what worked really well for her was just saying the words, because those words invoked that energy. I am successful. I am aligned with my guides. I am powerful. And so the words are also very powerful. The subconscious works in both words and pictures. So if visualizing is a little harder for you, don't worry, because you absolutely can say those words or anything, looking at pictures, reading books, anything that can bring you into that energy. If you wanted to be an airline pilot, you might even read a book about that was written for airline pilots. And that's going to get you in that energy. You can think of yourself as already being that airline pilot without actually being it yet. And then that's going to set the stage in consciousness for the one that follows. Every stage in consciousness sets the stage for the one that follows. And you can be, do, or have absolutely anything. The key is focusing on maintaining this vibration. This raises our emotional state quite a bit. We have to raise our vibration through those emotions as well, because the emotions are very powerful. They are energy vortexes either way you look at them. If you are in a good positive state, it will pull you into an energy vortex that you probably want to be in. If you're in that depressive state, it's going to pull you into that energetic vortex of that state of depression and fear and remorse and all of that. So we have to associate our emotions and feelings into that process and really feel your emotions. And that's the most powerful tool. Without those emotions, nothing moves. Emotion equals energy and motion. So, what I always tell people that are trying to move forward and manifest in life is go on a walk, and as you're walking, keep telling yourself, I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I am manifesting. I am moving closer to my dreams. Like, just say really good things to yourself. And as you're literally moving physically, you're going to be moving that energy. You're going to be put into a higher emotional state, which is energy in motion. You also truly have to believe deep, deep, deep down that you are absolutely capable, that you are worthy, because if you don't truly believe, you will not achieve, because you don't take action. If you don't really believe that to the core of your being, then you're not going to take the actions that you need to take. Um, because that part of you is telling you you're not worthy, you're not good enough. So if you have wounding around this that is telling you you're not good enough, that's order number one. Get that taken care of and get in that state where there's no resistance to your dreams. So that's when you may want to work with someone like me, a clinical hypnotherapist and energy healer. That's what we do, is help you to clear all of the things that are blocking you and connect back in with your spiritual source. Um, and also there has to be a certain amount of trust in the process. The reason for that is because things don't happen automatically, and thank God they don't, right? Because, if everything instantly manifested, that would take away so much fun and wonder and excitement in the universe. If I just thought, oh, I want this pair of shoes and they were instantly here, then it would just, we would have too much stuff. We would be all over the place. So that delay is there for a good purpose. It's there for a good reason. But also we can get kind of impatient waiting because we really, really want something and it's just not coming and it's just not happening. And then we get frustrated. Then we get sucked back into that energetic vortex of the negativity. And then we attract the negative circumstances. And then we say manifesting doesn't work. So trust in that process, that it's going to take time, but you keep your eye on the prize and you only need to worry about keeping your energy in that aligned state and being in the mode to really receive all of those things and being available to receive all of those things and not blocking yourself. And we can get so blindsided sometimes in ourself because we're fooled by the mind. We think that we are trying to manifest this, but then the mind is kind of tricking us. And then we get pulled back into those old patterns and programs that really just keep us stuck and keep us small. So think about, if there's something that you're really having a lot of resistance about, get off of that subject and focus your energy on something entirely different. Just drop it for a day or two. That's better than adding the negative energy to it. So, I do a lot of business consulting with especially spiritual practitioners, but a few other types of businesses as well. And one of the things that often comes up in this is people will be toiling over their business. And then it gets to the point where they just want to give up. And so I tell them, don't even think about your business for several days. Like, log off of the internet, don't work on your website, just chill, go on a walk, go to the grocery store, nourish yourself. Um, and then you can come back in a higher vibration to work on it, and it's going to be so much more effective. But if you sit there and you toil on it and you just keep seeing all of these examples of why it's not working and why you're failing, then you're going to get more failure. So stop doing that. um, And the whole point of a day in our human existence, I think, and let me know in the comments what you think about this, because I want to know everyone's perspective on this. But I believe that the whole point of a day is literally just to find things that we want, because we're in a delayed response. What we pulsed out yesterday is what we're experiencing today, generally, right? Like, there's a time delay. So everything that you're pulsing out now, you're going to receive the benefit of in the future. But once you get that momentum going, then you're always going to be pulsing out good energy and you're always going to be getting all these good things. So, really, it's a vibrational game, and your life will change in innumerable ways, in breathtaking and awe-inspiring ways. If you make that vibrational shift, you're going to get so much more than you think you want right now at this moment. If I would have gotten everything that I thought I wanted when I first got into these spiritual ways of thinking and doing and being and having, I would have been massively shortchanging myself because the gifts are so much more brilliant and so much more beautiful than I could have ever thought with my limited human mind. So drop into the body, feel those emotions, pulse out those pure positive vibrations, and your life's going to be beautiful. This is just the beginning. You're just getting started to have a beautiful life and to have a rich and fulfilling and meaningful life. And you did come here to have the things that you want to have and do the things that you want to do. Don't ever let anyone let make you feel less than magical because you absolutely are. You have so much to bring to the world and so much to enjoy on our planet. So trust yourself, trust the process, and get support and accountability with this. That's what I'm here for. You can send me an email, you can comment on the video, and I can reach out to you. You can go to my website at dgtwellness.com and book a consult call with me. There's all kinds of options for you, and you're not alone. And you're literally shifting yourself into a whole new person, the you 2.0, the you that you were always meant to be. And there's nothing more valuable than that. So thank you so much for being here, being a part of this here today. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your attention. And please subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this, if you love learning about energy, vibration, manifestation, hypnotherapy, all of that stuff. It really helps us get these videos out to more souls that are needing and hungry for this knowledge and information. And also like the video and let me know what you think in the comments. What have your experiences been? I love hearing how this happens in your life. And as always, be well, talk soon. Bye.